So it's 5 in the morning and we've just left Mallorca. The wind's picking up just south of the island and then picking up later on south of Formentera. So we're going to try and do it in one go because the wind in the Straits of Gibraltar turns against us on Thursday night. So this is probably the last opportunity we'll get in a week to get down to Almiramar. We've been waiting it out for a week for the wind to be in the right direction, but it's just not happening. So we're grabbing every opportunity we can. So the kids are still in bed. We've just left the coast and going to be rounding Cabrera Island in about 3 hours.
You and me, we're family. The bond that we share is as deep as the sea. No matter how rough things may come to be. You and me, we're family. Sing ho, hey long fall.
What's it like?
Feels weird.
What does it feel like?
Well, it feels like fun because I'm like going green, but like when we go really like a big wave, when it goes up, I feel like that.
Yeah.
When it went up, I just felt like my body just went like in space. But fun.
Yeah, wait. Hey, hey, I'm okay. I don't need this anyway. I'm fine. It's yours and mine. Oh, oh, I don't know. I was ever hoping I would find. But it's time for me to leave this all behind. Single thing I couldn't say, it didn't feel alright. But I don't wanna stay and I don't wanna fight all alone with my foolish appetite. So I wait for the shallow itch to pass.
Face and
Still
figure.
feel a bit
Confess,
sick.
I have seldom seen a face or figure more pleasing to me than
Noodles.
hers. But I am a partial old
Passage
friend.
food.
Such an eye.
Two of our top tips would be to have plenty of Audible books and also plenty of noodles.
Well spotted, Derry.
Let's see the other. Oh, but Mum, they're living. I don't want to.
So we've got a good friend of, we're going to throw these back in because they found a home on this. I think if we were really desperate, we could have eaten them. Right, so this is coming up to the end of day one. We got some good wind for the first part of it, but it dropped, which we knew would happen. So now we're motoring, which is kind of good because, as you know, the engine's been repaired, and it's good to run it while we're here in Europe, and any problems, I suppose we just have to sort it out. But other than that, yeah, it's a nice, quiet evening. There's absolutely no one out. We haven't seen a single sailboat at all for the whole, since 5 o'clock this morning, and not even a big boat, not even a tanker or any sailboats. So I don't know where everyone is. We've got the fishing rod out in hope that we might catch something.
Yeah, we promised Stuart we're going to get him a tuna.
Other than that, yeah, we've got no signal, so we don't know what is going on in the world. You never know nowadays, do you, when you come back on land, what might have happened 3 days later. But anyway, I'll stop waffling on now. and I'm going to get back because I'm on watch. Oh yeah, watch systems. So we usually do a watch system where I'll try and go for the first sleep, and Woody will stay up till about 1 o'clock, and then I usually come on at 1 and do 3 hours till 3, and then Woody comes on at 3, does 3 till 6, and I do 6 till 9, and so forth really, and then you just try and sleep when you can in the daytime. The kids have started doing watches as well, just 30 minutes each. And hopefully Rowan is going to do more than that when we cross the Atlantic, so she'll hopefully get up to an hour and then, you know, do 3-hour watches. Yeah, we just do 3 hours because you can stay awake for 3 hours and it's long enough to kind of get a bit of sleep as well. But I think people do it all different, and sometimes people do it sort of dual watches, so 2 people at a time as well, but we haven't got enough people for that. But yeah, just in case you don't sail, yeah, you don't get to stop and anchor and sleep, you just have to keep watches going on. Sounds bizarre, but you just got to keep the boat going really. Okay, see you tomorrow or tonight.
So we've been sailing about 24 hours now. It's 5 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday. We had a fairly good sail when we set off. We sailed past Cabrera, watched the sun come up, it was beautiful. So we had a lot of swell on the way, which meant homeschooling was kind of off, so we just kind of hung out in the cockpit all day. Engine went on about midday as we lost the winds, so we kind of motored past Ibiza, Formentera, and we're sort of about 100 miles south of Formentera now. And there's been a slight breeze, so we switched the engine off, give that a rest, and we're doing about 4 knots, which isn't too bad in this breeze actually. Brenko was on watch again at 7:30, because we had about a half-hour swap over where we put the poles out to goose wing the sailboat. The moon's just gone down, so we've lost a bit of the light, but other than that it's really calm, dead calm. Kids are asleep, Brenko's in bed, and I might just make myself hot chocolate. Don't tell the kids.
It's the morning and I'm back on watch. We got sick of motoring, so we put the pole out, and that's really good for the Genoa. You can go quite a speed if you have a little bit of wind, and yeah, so it's nice sunrise, although the sky is looking a bit pink, and I always remember that thing, red sky at night, shepherd's delight, red sky in the morning, sailor's warning. So I hope that means wind actually, because that'll be good, we need wind. So we're going at a nice sort of 3 to 4 knots, but at least we give the engine a rest because it was on for about 12 hours, and it's just too much really. So yeah, this is day 2 coming up. So that's where we've come from, that's what we've done so far, and that's what we've got to get to. We're actually around there. It's going to take us 51 hours.
There's no rocking actually. I felt really good when I wake up. Well, it's just now. But I'm still a bit tired. So boring being in this passage. A limited amount of milk, a limited amount of water, a limited amount of everything. And I'm gonna go busking when I get there. And earn some money for Christmas. And I read my first chapter.
Did you?
I'm not good at reading, if you ask me. I used to get better, but now I'm just getting worse. Because it's so boring, just reading. I have to do maths and reading and everything, blah, blah, blah. Ah!
Okay, so yeah, we've got some wind now. We're moving a bit faster, more like sort of 4 to 5 knots, which is good. And we've changed the sails a bit. I'm going to just get Woody to explain what we've done with the sails.
We've changed from a broad reach last night to a dead run now. The sails started jumping about, so we had to kind of sort them out. So we've got a pole out on the starboard side. So we pulled out the head sail, and we're goose winging with the main, so we've put a preventer on the main to hold it out the other way, and we've also got the mizzen up. Now the mizzen doesn't really do anything downwind, but there's a lot of swell, as you can see, because we're on a dead run, and so we're kind of corkscrewing as we go. So the mizzen is just held centre, and that just helps with the swell to stop us kind of like corkscrewing around. So even though it's up, it's not actually doing anything apart from preventing the rocking motion. Because if we did have it out, set out for a dead run, it would shadow the Genoa. So it's a bit uncomfortable, but not unbearable. The kids have still managed to do a bit of schooling.
This is my first day in secondary school, and soon maybe I might have my own phone or something. Why not? So, dear diary, today I started doing high school work, and then I casually went to go and check the fishing line. Down to this. 1 pint of milk as well.
Pirates of the Caribbean, where I say it, Jack Sparrow.
Day 3.
Day 2.
Day 3. I've scratched my...
Day 2.
Okay, so it's 7 o'clock and my second watch at night. I did 1 till 4 and then this is 7 till 10. The last watch, the off watch, I actually slept, which is probably the first time I slept well in the last few nights. So I feel pretty good. And we've got some nice speed. We're sailing again on a beam reach. Well, I don't know how many miles we've got. We've still got about 100 miles, but we're definitely closing the gap.
You've never seen before. Discussion you've never seen before.
Day 3. I've learned a song on the guitar.
Wednesday evening, and we've taken the unusual step of just gunning it, putting the engine on, taking the sails down, because we're completely head to wind. We've got about 15 knots of wind against us, and so we're only doing about 4.5 knots. But the reason for that is there's some very heavy weather coming in on Friday, which is the day after tomorrow. It's predicting 30-mile-an-hour winds and 50-mile-an-hour gusts. So we are trying to get there as quickly as possible, because the last thing we want to do is get stuck out at sea or on anchor with 50-mile-an-hour gusts. So we should be arriving about midnight, 1 o'clock, where we'll drop the anchor outside the marina, and then we'll wait till first light and then go in then. But this is our final leg, and hopefully after this we'll stay for about 4 weeks, get some repairs done, do a few of the odd jobs, and then we'll head out for the Atlantic.
Yay!
Actually, one of the jobs I need to put down on the maintenance list when I get to El Miramar is move the stern light, because at the moment it's obscured by the dinghy and the solar arch. What I need to do is put an extension on it and feed it through the tubes of the solar arch and mount it on the back, because at the moment boats can't actually see the light from behind.
Today's special because we're going to Almarama and it's our exactly 3rd anniversary on the boat.
Yes, it's you and cameraman.
Almarama, this is Hannah. Good morning. We are just arriving in the port. Shall we come to the fuel dock? Over. So we're just arriving in Almarama port. The entrance is quite shallow, so we're keeping our speed down because we know that sometimes it's too shallow for 2.1 draft, so you've got to be always careful of that.
So we're going to dock here on the fuel pontoon, and then we'll be asked to move to one of the longer finger pontoons.
Yeah, I'm really excited because we've got a month on the dock, which means I can use the Halogen oven. But the main thing is that we're kind of getting ready. We're not staying here, so I'm kind of like, I'm not really relaxed type, you know, here we're going to be for the winter. I'm kind of geared up to get everything done, so we can head off across the Atlantic, we hope, unless there's a second pandemic or something like that.
In the mud there's actually bubbles coming up from the mud, and I think it's the bacteria growing under the mud and it's letting out methane. I am coiling a rope because I need to take it to this stone.
So we finally arrived in Almarama. It did take 3 days, 3 nights because we didn't manage to sail all of it as fast as we'd like to, but that's always the case with sailing. And we arrived in the early hours of the morning, so we anchored out just outside the harbour. We're here just in time before the strong winds come through again, heading east. And now we've got a month ahead of us to do lots of jobs, last minute jobs to head across the Atlantic.
Yeah, we're all moving, but the thing is, I've seen the most venomous thing on the planet. There's a box jellyfish right here in the water. There's quite a few. 2 meters!
We have officially arrived at Almarama.
Feels like another home, but it's like it's a bit tiring. We keep on coming back here. In about 2 months we're going to go across the Atlantic, so this will be the last time we're in Almarama.
Thanks for watching, and especially thanks to our patrons who make these videos possible. If you would like to contribute towards the creation of these videos, then follow the description in the link below. So we would really love to hear from you. If you want to leave comments, you can go to the Facebook page, Instagram, or even the Patreon page and leave comments there. And don't forget to subscribe.
And if you want to do it, do it.
Right.